Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And I am excited to share with you someone who's new to the BTO community. Julie Love has been in the membership. She filled in a couple of times because I wanted to bring an expert in to move energy, to bring a synchronicity to what was happening in the field through our members, and the members just went crazy over her. So much that was received. And so when we were finally able to coordinate a date for her to be on BTO and to get to share with this larger audience and this expertise and this transmitter of information that's coming through, I was just so excited that the time finally came. So it's going to be an extraordinary call, and prepare because this is going to be a full-blown transmission. Julia even said that earlier. It's like, my guides have been trying to come in. I've been pushing them away, but I can't help it. Whenever I show up, it just starts. And so, y'all, it started. And we're here, and we're going to go deep into the healing that Julie creates that makes really space for deep and profound transformation, with a focus on bringing in higher dimensional codes of light, DNA activations, powerful galactic and soul purpose activations, and so much more. So she does deep cleaning of rooted energetic blocks, implants, even ancestral and bloodline traumas, and even biological imbalances that affect all of our lives in different ways. So she uses her unique way of bringing our mind and spirit and physicality together to help us to get to this goal of alignment and congruence, to really assist us, to lead us in the purity and the benevolence of where we're going. So it's with an introduction, Julie, that I want to welcome you to the first BTO that you're on. So grateful you're here.
Yeah. Thank you so much, John. I'm so excited to be here. So honored.
So good. So as you're new to BTO, I can read all of your bio, but I'd really love it if you describe to the audience. And y'all, part of the special offer, and I highly recommend it. I've had a couple of sessions of Julie, and they just blew me away. But part of the special offer is a one-on-one, and there's a package on top of that as well. So this is amazing work. Again, we'll get into a special offer later, but I wanted to let you know that it's there. The special offer link is in the chat box. You can check it out whenever you want to, if you think that you might want a private session, which I think you will. But anyway, it's there. And again, we'll get there later. Now, Julie, give the audience an overview of how it is that you work with your clients, what you're transmitting, who you're transmitting, and how that affects the people that you work with lives.
Sure. Well, I'll start at the beginning of when I knew I was ready to come out with my healing work. And so I started practicing on people, and all of a sudden I would close my eyes, and it would all remote. And I would close my eyes, and it was like as if a movie started playing, and I was shown past lives, all the traumas people have been through. I'm shown whatever's still hindering you, where the energy blocks are. I'm shown the root cause. So we go in and we pull out the root cause of that. And then there's this beautiful ribbon of undoing as all those, old, stale, painful energies release out of the body. And everybody that also was affected by that same trauma. That's, bloodline patterns of traumas and abuse and all of that. We clear it out of the person it originated in. If that was 16 lifetimes ago on grandma's side, if that was 67 lifetimes ago, I'm shown the root cause of everything, and then just transmit these beautiful energies that come through that are light code activations, which to me are your soul's intelligence. It's like instructions for your next, your next journey here on earth. And it activates. I see that we all have this giant energy field, which is something we're going to talk about today. And so these light codes come in and they activate dormant templates that we all come with the capacity to be fully illuminated human beings, right? And to have all these psychic awarenesses, all of these multi-dimensional gifts. It's already there to be activated. So I'm an activator for sure, an energy transmitter. I also clear big galactic energies. I attract lots of clients who are other healers who are starseeds, who have a lot of galactic. It's almost like when you're here to do really big work, There could be a big spotlight on you. And oftentimes we can have what I call distraction energies, because I don't like to give those types of energies too much attention. And so we can attract, these things that are keeping us busy and distracted from our life purpose work. So I'm able to see those. I have a big galactic team that I work with. I'm merely the conduit. And so I see everything like a movie when I'm working with my clients. And I feel everything. So I know if you got hung by a noose, I feel it here. If we're working on your heart chakra, I feel everything as if, we're one during the session. So it's really remarkable. I've always been blown away. I just merely show up and move over and see what happens. And so it's really your higher self shows me exactly what's still hindering you so that you can clear those and move on with your life. And then also I love helping people align things energetically. It's kind of like, to me, it looks like a manifestation recipe of energies that are aligning for your life path to move forward, so you can then experience synchronicities and opportunities that your soul came here to experience. So it's kind of like clearing the interference.
Clearing interference over and over again, and the way that you bring it in, how visceral it becomes during a session is really extraordinary. So let's get into today's conversation and what you're bringing in, because really you're talking about the multi-dimensional renewal energies. And for me, it's really felt like a time of rebirth. There's so much that's coming up in the theme around me and around other people that I'm close to, a rebirth, renewal type of energy. Why is it multi-dimensional? Where are these renewal energies? Where are they taking us to? And where are the downloads that you're getting on them?
Well, I believe it was April. It almost feels like a lifetime ago. I swear we're all living like a year worth of growth per week, right? So I was just put in this deep meditative state for 3 days that I literally couldn't get out of. I almost couldn't move. I was so centered, and I did a lot of deep sighs. Like I was literally like exhaling lifetimes worth of pent up energy, or it was incredible. And just all these downloads of these multidimensional renewal energies of pure peace. So really that all that we're going through right now globally is kind of unwinding us. It's unwinding us. And the more we relax into that, then all of these activations come in to your awareness, and we're getting ready for this next part of our life. My guides have shown me I'm starting a 40-year movement of what I don't quite know yet, but I've been prepared. And I think so many of us are just coming out of a deep initiation period. And so for me, that 3-day experience was like the wrapping up and completion of that deep integration of what I'm getting ready to do, which I'm just going to keep doing the next right thing and watch it unfold. And I think a lot of us are being prepared for, we're helping bring in the light, right? To bring in the fifth dimensional living here on earth. But in order to do that, we have to let go of all that was in all of our old patterns and our old ways. And so, I see that globally for sure.
It's definitely a theme that's been ongoing, and so many of us are speaking to it in different ways from our own embodied perspective, which I love, because if I can share my embodied, not just the theory or something that I'm kind of getting and grokking and my mind's translating, but the way that we're actually implying it as we embodied, which is so crucial right now, that these messages are pointing to something that's really congruent in the field. Now, I know something that you work with so keenly with, and can really help facilitate people through, is that as we go into these renewal energies and we want to create the next thing, sometimes it's a timing thing. It's like, okay, it's just not the time. We're a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's let everything else catch up. But sometimes there's forces, non-benevolent energies that also kind of want to hold us back a little bit for whatever reason they deem that they need to. How can we tell the difference, and how is it that you work with helping people to move past those energies?
Wow, that's a great question. Why I'm a firm believer on working on our own energy field every day. And so that's one of the things that is in my special offer, is a whole meditation to do just that, to teach people how to do that. I have a long process that's actually the meditation, and then a quick 1-minute process. So I do that quick 1-minute process all day long if I need to. And that's sweeping everything out of my energy field, calling back all of my awareness, cutting my cords, connecting to source light in Gaia. And like literally sweeping even kids and, everybody out of my energy field so I can be that sovereign being. Anytime I'm such a high energy person, anytime I feel fatigued, especially if it's up here, I know, somebody's accidentally siphoning my energy, or there's an imposing energy. So I do that and I feel right back to myself and I get on with my day. So I love to teach self-healing and how to master your own energy and your own energy field. When I first started learning this, I had to learn it when I started my quantum healing. I was being affected by my client's energy. So I kept asking my team, if you guys want me to do this work, I don't want to feel yucky all the time, right? And so they showed me this whole process. And now, especially when I'm really active in it, it feels like as if my energy field is a blown up balloon. And if a galactic energy was going to come in, it's almost like it's poking on the exterior of my energy field. So, and also something that I'm ready to teach, is I've been shown recently, it was a download a couple of weeks ago, to build this infrastructure way up in the cosmos that keep these galactic forces away. So I've built one on myself. My partner also is a galactic being. And so he often has I could just see these galactic distracted beings. So when I attract clients that have this, I help build an infrastructure in their energy field. So on a daily basis, just daily practice is to build up our own energy field. And also sometimes what's coming through is sometimes we attract the distractions, right? So we can be doing all of that, but yet there's a sabotage energy within us, or there's some sort of wounding within us that's a vibrational match to that distraction. So it's literally still about purifying ourselves, being a witness of the self, working on ourselves every day to purge those lower energies and pull in light to raise your vibration. And then you're no longer a vibrational match to lower energies.
I love that. I love that awareness. How difficult is it to build that grid system? What's along the process? Is it something that someone can do on the fly? Can you lead us through something here on the call, or is it more extended and part of the special offer?
It is part of the special offer. If I were to take you through the beginning to the end, it would be about 20-30 minutes to teach it for the first time. But it is in there. And then I have the quick minute version. So once you go through the 30-minute process, I teach it. It's like standing in the grocery store. You could do the process just standing there.
Can you take us through the quick minute process?
Sure.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
So if everyone wants to just close their eyes and sink deep into your chair, wherever you are, and take a deep cleansing breath. And we're going to cut any and all energetic cords that are not to your highest good. I always say clear, clear, clear. And then I imagine them sealed with a golden liquid Band-Aid on each side, which to me looks like golden wax. And then we're going to call back all of your awareness with clarity and consciousness attached. So I teach that everywhere we go, we could sprinkle a little of our soul essence. And we want to call all of that back with clarity and consciousness attached. And then we're going to, we have a tube of light that comes up from Gaia, encompasses our body and goes all the way up to source light, however high that feels to you. So you want to connect from below and above. And then I see the energy field as if we're sitting inside our own full moon. So I picture like a big crystalline structure that is the totality of your energy field. It could be 25, 50 feet in diameter. And we're going to pull in that source light to fill that space in your big, beautiful energy field. Going to pour in that diamond light, and we're going to just kind of really lovingly, gently sweep everybody and everything else out of your energy field. So you are a sovereign being, just you and the power of your soul. Some of those renewal energies are coming in for you now. And this is really renewal on a soul level, so much more than just renewing the physical body. It's a deep exhale of energy that is available to everybody right now. Woo, definitely lots of old thought patterns going, lots of neural pathways dissolving. Ooh. Ooh, lots of throat chakra. I felt that when we first started this call. So lots of clearing out of the throat chakra. You all have a lot to say. I can feel it. So we're opening up that channel. Really building a beautiful connection from your heart center through your throat chakra. So you're here to speak divine truth and to give you the courage and power to do that. I literally like, woof. So just sit here for a moment, allow the energies to do their work. Ooh, I work with a lot of rainbow light. Lots of rainbow light coming now into your big, beautiful energy field, swirling into your body. Ooh, lots of activations coming into, I feel them coming into your brain. These are instructions. It's rewiring dormant parts of your brain to receive higher dimensional energies. Ooh, yeah, beautiful. And the energies will continue to come in. Hmm. 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 Oh,
Julie,
are you-
thank you so much.
yeah,
Yes.
of course.
For some reason I got muted all of a sudden. There it
Right.
is. We're just waiting for that extra space for receiving that. Wow, that took me to a deep place. I was lost in it and almost dreamy like of what's coming in. So y'all, again, you know this is going to be replayed over the weekend, all week long. So come back and listen to the replay and come back to us, because that courting and the releasing and the energy field, I can feel the power and the velocity in which that travels with and takes place. So this, and then of course going into the deeper one, that's part of the special offer. The special offer, y'all, again, includes a private session as well if you choose that. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit. Maria says, I felt the energy in the back of my head. Linda says that it was dreamy. Linda, I got the same thing about it being dreamy as well. So interesting. Of all the quantum healing that you've done and all the years that you've been doing this, Julie, what's like the biggest thing that you've learned? What's come up for you in your awareness as you look back?
Oh, I love that question, John. Really, that with all of this, we have to meet the body 100% of the way. That is the biggest thing. And I've had many 1-year-long clients, and I take them through the process of, we work on their energy field, but then we also start detoxifying their body and adding in superfoods and super herbs and higher vibrational foods and so much movement. My body requires a lot of movement. And if you think about it, to be able to hold the light, we have to make space for it, and we have to move that old stale energies. And in fact, just this morning, I had a new awareness in my meditation that I was noticing a lot of energy kind of swirling in my body, but yet it wasn't penetrating to like the core of my body, like where all my organs and stuff are. And I've recently received so much integration energy. Like I know we all have, like just been download after download after download. It's been really, really, really intense this last like month, especially. And so what my team showed me is that I'm holding all this light, and I've actually put on a few pounds, and I keep asking, like, what's going on? I haven't changed my diet and I haven't changed my exercise. Like, why is this happening? And so they showed me that the light, I need to allow it to penetrate deeper into my cellular being, into my organs, into my skeleton structure, that it's kind of like just kind of holding there, waiting for me to integrate it. And so the awareness this morning is that those of us that had a lot of trauma as a young person, or even as an adult, it's harder to let our nervous system to let down the guard, to let that light penetrate deep into us, because we kind of almost hold things, just even if we worked on it for 20 years, if you have that trauma, if you had that, like I had a very, a lot of trauma filled childhood. And I think my dad might be listening. Sorry, Dad. I love you as part of the plan. And so, I have to, so I'm teaching myself to allow that light to penetrate deeper into me, and then letting the unnecessary, fat cells go. Like the fat doesn't need to hold the light. So then when I'm working out, I'm pulling the light into my muscles. So I'm consciously, I'm mind muscle connection. So then I'm pulling any light that I've received that I haven't integrated into the core of my body. And then just, there's just so much involved with, you eat a lot of superfoods, you have a super life. Superfoods, high vibrational. So I look at food as like they're noble essences, right? So if we ingest these high vibrational intelligence, like the food made, that is from Mother Earth, it is pure intelligence for your body. And so many of us are receiving so much light, which actually can cause a little havoc in the human body. It can make issues come up, all of this, because there's still density within the organs and the tissues. So, and really my work is it's mind, body, soul. I'm real huge on mindset too. You can have a super high consciousness and then have like a really bad day.
Right.
So you have to switch that mindset. You know what I mean? It's all of it. And it's all about self-mastery.
Yeah. I have a question for you, because you mentioned something that I have a little bit of resistance about. And I can't say resistance, but it creates this dynamic where we start judging ourselves if we're doing it right or doing it wrong. And it's about the allowance. It's like allow our light to come into our body. And most of us would say, well, yeah, we want to allow it, but somehow there's a resistance to it. Or how do we allow it? Do we just say, okay, I allow it, but why isn't it happening? So that whole thing that gets, that word, allow it to be, allow it to come up, allow it to resonate with you. And that's fine. But if there's something within our system that doesn't allow for that penetration, then how can we allow consciously?
We have to call it forth. So I was giving this light permission to penetrate. And then I also told my guides, I said, this was just this morning, that I only allow light to penetrate deep into who I am. And so it's needing to bypass that human structure that we all have. And so it's all about the sympathetic nervous system as well. I've had to work on mine big time. And one of the key phrases that really helped me, and I have it on Post-it notes in my house, and I share it with all my clients, is I am safe and I have always been safe. And when I say that, especially the "and I have always been safe," the energy is just like this peacefulness. I could feel my body relax open. So, this is the beauty of being an energetic being and a human experience. And so we do have to continue to work with the body. So and then like in my meditation, I was visualizing and calling that light into every cell of my body, in all the places that I want to call it forth, with the comfort in knowing that I've given my team strict instructions If I'm going to open and allow this to penetrate deeper into me than what my natural tendency might be, that you only allow high vibrational light into my being. So it's something I'm going to be working with. Let's,
right.
you know. So
right. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And being intentional with it and knowing as something's happening or something's coming in to really bring voice to it, bring intention to it, bring intimacy to it. And by doing that, it creates an opening, because again, the word gets thrown out a lot, but it's not really defining what allowed means. And people's, but I said yes, or yes, of course, I want to receive it. But it requires more than just one step. It requires more than, yeah, I'll allow it, whatever it is, because it's so esoteric sometimes. Or what are we allowing, right?
So true. Okay, so this in my special offer too, I have this emotional release process where I teach, and it's a download, it's an energetic download, which I it's the very specific open and allow energy. I totally know what you mean, because when you just open and allow, that's a more of a cognitive understanding of it, right? So an open and allow, it's literally like being willing to open on a cellular level. So I got really good with opening on a cellular level to release old energies and emotions. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at releasing, and that's what I'm really good at teaching. And then when all this light comes in, I understand it's pure intelligence and it knows right where to go. But then now I'm being shown another level. And so, yeah, it literally is a transmission of allowing energy. It's like a code in your energy field. It truly
it's like a key. It's like a key to the lock that gives access to what's going in, but we have to give it access, right?
Yes.
And to know how to call that in and to be quite powerful and sovereign in that is really this thing that we're looking for within ourselves anyway, that we allow the things that we want to receive, and those things that aren't for us, that we have the discernment, the standards to say that no thank you, and it can go on to the next place, wherever it might be, but it's none of our business necessarily, because we're in that sovereign state of being. This is such an important conversation as we get deeper into this. Julie, I'm really guided to open up to for Q&A with you. For some reason, it's like I want to go in, I feel that there's lots of questions I want to ask you. But if y'all want to ask your private questions, raise your hand. And you can do so by looking at the bottom link, click on the screen, and I'll start rolling people on for private questions. So I know more is going to evolve as we get into this, Julie. But again, I'm really excited to have people get to experience the way that you transmit and encode in the sessions. And so y'all, we'll get into the private offer in just a little bit. Note that it does include a one-on-one session with Julie, which I've had a couple, and I highly recommend. Again, we'll get into that here in just a little bit. And as some of y'all coming online here, we'll start getting into the questions. So hold on just a second as we move through this. And let's see who starts popping up on our side. If you guys can turn on your video, that would be fantastic. All right, here we go. So Daniela, let's start with you. And as you're unmuting, I'm switching locations. I'm having battery issues with my computer, so you're going to find me in a wonky spot. But y'all get going, and I'll be right back. So Daniela, welcome. And what is your question for Julie?
Thank you. And thank you so much, Julie. This really resonates with me. My question is, I find that I also have those blocks or traumas that I don't know how to deal with. And lately I've been having some issues with my shoulder, and I can't tell if it's emotional, physical, or if I'm holding on to something.
So you feel like the energy is kind of centrally located in your shoulder. And do you feel like you have like the weight of the world on your shoulders? Do you have responsibility that you're no longer in alignment with right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I could feel the heaviness. So on your shoulders. So this is a way that your soul is showing you what you're ready to move away from. And it's, you have, I sense that you have a big opening in your life, as things, you have like a big path moving forward. I see a big shift coming for you, like, but right now your soul is showing you all of these ways that what you're currently doing is no longer working for you. And then, so right now coming in for you is the energy of courage, to make that shift, and to open and allow things to be released. So you've been carrying a heavy load for a while. Yeah.
I wish I knew. Well, that's mental. Like, I wish I knew what it was, but no, I just want to welcome it to release.
Yes, and I'm a huge fan of always doing the right thing. So being a witness to your life and yourself right now, and watching what the universe is trying to show you. Pay attention to your body, and when you feel a dis-ease, it's showing you what it's trying to move you away from. I'm trying to feel into what is it, your left shoulder?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ever have a previous injury from there on your left shoulder?
No, I assumed it was because I was sleeping incorrectly, and then I'm like, maybe it's not, because it's really impacted. I just thought it was like I was sleeping on it wrong.
Okay, so when things happen on the left side of our body, it's our receiving side, and it's also what are we not following through on? So my sense is I can feel the heaviness in your heart chakra, that you do actually know a big thing in your life that is no longer a match to you, and that it's that you're wanting to follow through with it, but you're scared, and you have, you don't quite know what to do.
Right.
Yeah. And so there's just the way the body talks. The body is definitely one with us. And so and lots of energies are coming in right now to help you. I also see lots of 3 big angels behind you, protecting you and teaching you how to move forward in life and helping to arrange. I definitely feel another person involved, who feels like they have a bit of a stubborn energy.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yes, I could feel his feet deeply rooted, and not willing to budge. And so my advice to you would be to call in lots of help, lots of angelic help from your guides. Have a willingness to allow your life to come undone for the highest good of all. Right. So that's something you might want to work on every day. Like I have so much faith in God, universe, my team, that I'm willing to open to what my life and my soul is calling me to experience, knowing, there's going to be change required and involved. But on the other side of that, it's kind of like allowing you to follow your own destiny. Right? If we stay stuck in things that are no longer part of our soul plan, it's like the contracts are ready to be closed, but we stay stuck out of fear, then things are just going to keep piling up. So we need to develop the courage to let go and just have total faith that you are so divinely supported. You are so divinely supported, and you just keep tuning into your higher power every day and allow it to do the work for you. And then watch and follow the guidance you're receiving. So we are always given inspired action steps, right? Yeah. So it's just about being willing and choosing to follow those guided action steps.
And discerning what they are. Being able to hear.
Discerning what they are and being able to hear. But that'll come through the questioning also. And a great tool to use, and I'm sure Julie would agree.
Yeah,
it's
I use the pendulum a lot.
Yeah, and use your mind and your body for your yeses, and wait until you get a yes. And everything else is a no until you get a yes. And so that's a huge discernment piece, because sometimes we get thrown into confusion. We get, I don't know, that kind of feels right. It's kind of, it's like, give yourself the grace of time for it to be the great revealer. And when that happens, your yes is so absolute, then the confusion can't throw you into a swirl. Yeah. And because your body feels it, your heart feels it, you can touch it, you can taste it. You just know part of our suffering is that we're in confusion, and because we're in so much noise and so much static, whether it's our ancestors, our children's, our spouse, the collectives, who knows? Absolutely. But when you can just pause, take a few deep breaths, put that bubble around you, like in this process that Julie just took us through, get into our own space and listen from there, and be patient, waiting for the yes. A lot of people said, I asked, I kind of got a yes, I kind of got a no, and they go. Like, okay, let me go. But that's the nervous system trying to take action because it doesn't feel good. But when you can sit in the mastery and wait for your yes, and the discernment will come, and as you align in these energies, like in the way Julie explains, it gets easier as you practice the intimacy with that entity of information. What do you have to say about that, Julie? I know you're wanting to say something. And Daniela, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, one other thing, when we're trying to make decisions, think about the outcome of that decision. And if we were to say yes to that decision, does it feel light? Like there's air, like the air conditioner's on, it feels light and clear, or does it feel heavy? Like that helps me, like when I know when I'm in alignment, because it feels so light and so airy, even if it's a hard decision. Even if it's something that's drastically going to change my life, but it feels so right and so light, I've learned to have total faith and trust in my higher self and my team. And I go with that, even if it's going to cause a little bit of pain in the short term, to follow my destiny, my highest good. I believe we all came here with a soul blueprint, and there are certain things that we really do want to experience in this realm. And so, and I think that all the love, joy, and abundance we're seeking and looking for is in that. You know, I'm a firm believer that everything you wants you, because it's like you wrote it in your code before you came here. And so now we're here on planet Earth, and there is a lot of interference. And so the first part of that mastery is becoming a sovereign being. So we could hear so we can hear the guidance and learn to trust the guidance. So Beautiful. Super important. Beautiful place to start.
That's wonderful, Julie. Thank you. And Daniela, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right, let's go now to Hope. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Hope. How are you?
I'm okay. My question, I guess, is a little bit similar to Daniela, but I recently had a falling out with a friend and colleague, and it was a situation where I'm trying to think how to explain this. It's a situation where I was projecting things onto this person when really it just something triggered inside of me, all these unhealed traumas from my past. And as a result, I sort of lost the friendship in the process. But it's like, I recognize that it wasn't my present reality that was it wasn't my present reality that was causing all these emotions. Like I had really big emotions for something that wasn't a big deal in reality, but it was like, there was just so much behind it that, I don't know if it was from my childhood or past lives or what, that it just was really triggering for me. And I guess my question is like, I recognize that, but how do I heal from that? And then how do I forgive myself that like, I couldn't stop it in the process, that like I messed things up in my reality in trying to, process unhealed trauma.
Right. So what's coming to me, the first thing you could do is to send your friend a lot of love. And the Ho'oponopono prayer, it's like I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I think that's the order. That's the order that I do. Yeah. And so that would be, they're showing me that would be a really good start. And I could feel it in your power center. So your third chakra, it is almost like a nauseous feeling of kind of regret. And so, you want to release the energy of regret. In my special offer, I do have my emotional release process, which teaches you how to open every cell of your being and release those stored emotions out of the cells, which heals you like that quick. And know that on a grander scale, your friend was offering to hold the space for you to unleash, to show you what was within you that is ready to be purged. So when we lose our cool like that, one, it can be a distraction energy. And two, that kind of fuels it. Three, if this was more recent, we've had huge astrological events that are kind of pushing the aggression out of people. So it's just to show us what part of ourselves still needs healing. And so I heard that in your question, is that you're recognizing that you are hurting over this. So to just keep sending her love and ask for forgiveness, and allow to learn from the situation, and the point where, that again, that opening and allowing energy for all that was within you to be released. Like, I'm at a point where I am done suffering. I've been this way. I've been to a point where I'm done suffering for probably 5 to 10 years. In that, I'm able to expel those lower energies at a faster rate because I am literally done suffering. So, and I say that in the sense that I sense that you are too, and to just really release and allow all those energies to just be a witness of them, and to know, wow, that, this is how I'm feeling in my human body right now. And I'm willing to let that go and pull in the light. So it's almost like the light can flush out the lower energies as well. Does that help? Does that offer you anything?
It helps. And I was trying to do that. It's just, I just get caught up in the 3-dimensional reality, and there's things that were just triggering to me, and I just took the bait, and the force behind my reaction was not, did not match what was going on in my present reality. So, I want to be able to release all that so it doesn't happen again in another scenario, in another, 2 years down the line or something. But I also do feel bad that I projected it onto somebody, and I can't really explain to that person, like, hey, there's been a lot of full moons and solar
Right.
eclipses, and
Yeah.
like,
Right.
it's like a perfect storm for me. Like,
Right.
I don't think that person would understand that. So I feel bad that I could have lost a friendship in the process, but.
Well, this little exercise is coming to me. So imagine your friend standing before you right now, and you've shared that you sense that you have projected it onto her. So we're going to ask for all of your projections to come back to you with consciousness attached. So this is a very loving energy. So you're just taking self-responsibility for your actions. And so that helps to clear it up with her energetically. So it's almost like, imagine as if you had a basket out in front of you, and you're willing to pull any of that, the anger, the hate, the whatever it was, back to you. And now your team is helping whip it out. You're not going to be storing it back in yourself or your body. It's just taking full responsibility, and imagine it's in a basket, and now the light is just clearing all that up and allowing you to just be present with the lesson that you learned, which is to be more have the self-control and the self-awareness, which is what this is teaching you, truly, to be a witness. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, what I get for you also, Hope, is imagine humor. The humor in this. Have you asked your friend for forgiveness? Did you tell them you were sorry?
Yeah, I mean, he at first didn't want to talk to me, and then he called me 2 days later, and I was able to explain that what was going on really was bigger than him, and I was sorry that I projected it onto him, because really it was it's, a pattern since probably my childhood that I really hadn't faced or dealt with, and that it just something in our situation triggered it, and I was sorry that I projected it because it really had nothing to do with him. And he accepted my apology, but he didn't want to talk to me for a while. So
Yeah,
we're not really friends.
and of course the separation makes sense as someone heals also from being, you know, the victimization of the wounding, receiving the wounding.
Mhm.
But what if the next time you talk and say, hey, if I do that again, punch me in the face and remind me, and
Yeah.
just laugh about it, and really let's bring light to it, because we hold ourselves so tightly to the transgressions, and you have to give yourself credit with the awareness that you're knowing that you're just repeating what was done to you somehow,
Yeah.
and you can't help it. And so through that realization, it's like, oh wait, if I'm repeating this, then my parents were repeating what was done to them.
I
let me
know, I'm
let,
trying to
let me
break the cycle.
Well, and that's what I'm telling you. I'm giving you the tools to do that with right here. So it's like, oh, let me let them off the hook. It's like they were just repeating what was done to them.
Mhm.
I know because I just did it. I wouldn't think that I would consciously do that. And here I am, vroom, regurgitating what they did to me or how they talked to me or whatever that was. Like, okay, I let them go. They're not on the hook anymore. If they're not on the hook, then perhaps I don't have to be on the hook. And someone doesn't have to keep me on the hook either. And so you start owning that within yourself. It's like, oh, it's like, God, that was a repeated pattern. I was taught that. It came out in this circumstance. I did it with someone that it's seemingly safe with. I get they want distance. They got their distance. And you can leave them a voice recording. You don't even have to talk to them face to face. I know we talk. I know you want distance. Thank you so much for giving me the time and for being so graceful and receiving this way. The next time I see you, or any other time afterwards, if I'm lucky enough or fortunate enough in our friendship, kick me in the stomach or something and remind me, and just make a joke out of it. Just like next time I go down that road, just like throw me in the ditch or throw me out of the car or whatever, and bring some levity to it, because in the levity, the denseness that you're carrying in your guilt is equating to the denseness that he's carrying in his guilt towards you, or his non-safety towards you, because he doesn't see it resolved in you. So because you're carrying it so strongly, he's thinking this is going to blow up on me again. But when you can relax into it, he's like, oh, okay, she's cool with it now. Okay, we can joke about it. And I know it was big. I know it's big, but I have permission to call her on her shit next time. And I will. She gave me permission. Or I can go the other way. But it creates safety. It lets you and him off the hook of having to make it something other than what it already was, and allows you to move forward in the lightness of the truth that all these things are showing up for us so we can transmute them, not so we can hold on to them, but everything is happening for us so we don't have to go back and repeat those patterns over and over again anymore. So it's a wonderful gift that you've given each other. But have some humor with it, play with it, and see if he'll play with you also.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Hope. Oh, so interesting how this pops up. All right, I want to get into more Q&A, and sorry for hijacking a little bit the call, but I really wanted to get into that because I felt it so strongly.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're going to take more Q&A. There's a lot more people with their hands raised, but let's get into your special offer, because I really want people to take advantage of what you've put together, the opportunity to work with you one-on-one also. So everybody, if you will click on the special offer link, it's in the chat box. For me, it's on the right-hand side of the screen. I don't know where your chat box is. At the very bottom, April's typed in the link that you can click onto to go to the special offer, where you can type into your browser beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Julee25. It'll take you to that same offer page. And Julie, as I click on there as well, guide us through what everybody's going to be receiving by participating with you. And there's 2 special offers, by the way.
Yes. So the first one is the little Percy. I have a little galactic dog over here. It's such an energy guy. So the first one is the meditation, which is the building the resilient energy field. It's really equivalent to like a quantum healing session with me. So lots of activations in there, and then showing you the whole process that you can build upon. It's actually like a little mini course where I have videos in there too, explaining how to do the quick process and why it's so important, and the benefits you'll receive on a daily basis from building that big, beautiful, strong energy field. And super excited about offering 3 live calls with me, all about like aligning with your soul purpose. I feel that so many of us, coming back to what we first started talking about, are ready to do more. There's so many of us light workers who have been activated, and we feel this burning desire in our heart center that we're here to do something, to help. And that, so I'm really passionate about that right now. Most of my clients are other light workers, and their businesses are booming and growing because there's such a need on this planet for love and healing. And then, for them themselves to develop a business that they can thrive in. And so the 3 live calls, I actually don't have the special offer in front of me right now, but if you wanted to, did you want to read like the order in which those calls go? Or okay,
let's go through the special offer. So we have on here, as we get into, we have the multi-dimensional energy clearing. That's a meditation. It's the first offer here. That's an audio and a video recording. Then we get into a deep look into what your soul's purpose, what you're really here to do. That's part 1 of the live group events that are each 90 minutes, plus a 60-minute psychic Q&A. Then we get into becoming a master healer and learn how to hold the light for you and others. That's part 2 of the live video series with the 60-minute Q&A. Item 4 is mapping all out how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And I love this one also because it's really made about clearing those things that are blocks, and they could be little pesky things or big ones, but it really allows you to step into action mode rather than waiting for things that seem that they're just not clear, or it's not the right time, or I don't know. And it really helps with the forward momentum on that. So again, you really center deeply, you tap into that universal intelligence. You bring your unique soul gifts into what you're creating, and you learn how to shift your mindset, so that you can pull it all together. I love how you're bringing this in. And then item 5, you get into your guide to raising your vibration through nutrition. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Yes. So I'm a huge advocate about just simply adding certain things to our diet rather than you can't eat this and you can't eat that. But in my guide, I do go over the lower vibrational foods that you do want to stay away from. If you, I believe we can only get so far with our consciousness and energy field if we're ignoring our body and eating nothing but packaged man-made food. So that food is distortion to the body. So we need, more than ever right now with all these downloads coming in, we need to keep working with the body and trying to get cleaning out the first 20, 30, 40, 50 years of our life. And so the intelligence of real whole food will do that. I have recipes in there and lots of guidance on simply just adding in the salads and elixirs and smoothies and stuff like that on a gradual basis. So I'm all about sustainability, knowing that we can't create too much change at once, otherwise it won't stick. So it's like a step-by-step guide on how to do that.
That's huge. That's huge in the embodiment process as well. And then we get into the powerful emotional release process that you alluded to earlier. And again, are you done suffering? And if so, this emotional release process is for you because it's simple, it's highly effective, and it opens every cell of your body to release old stagnant energies and emotions that cause those blocks and setbacks.
Yeah, one thing I realized is actually healing is so much simpler than we've made it been believed to or shown to believe. And so super practical, very effective, simple strategies that just clear house. Like I don't think I'd be sitting here today if I wasn't given that emotional release process by my team. It literally in 3 days, I cleared out a lifetime worth of fear out of my cells from doing that process 3 to 7 times a day. And by the 3rd day, I didn't have a fearful bone in my body. And we literally clear fear out of the bones. The pun in that. And so, super simple processes. I'm very much this galactic being that pulls in multidimensional energies, and I'm a very practical person. So I love to see, I'm not a big on talking about theoretical energies and all that. It's like, how can we make change today? How can we heal you and help you, get on with your soul path today? And so, the 3 live calls, going back to that, lots and lots of clearing blocks of soul purpose work, and then aligning coming in those downloads to awaken within you your soul's blueprint. What is next for you on your path? Because our life purpose work can mean so many things. Like my first job was raising 3 bright lights for the world. And I did it like a job. I homeschooled them and everything. And they were like my first career. And so we have stages of life. So it's all about honoring what you've already done and been through, and then what's next for you on your plan. So it's aligning that. And then the actual strategies on how to actually do that on a daily basis. So I give a lot of routines, our mindset, our routine, our discipline, like all these things are super important if we want to be effective and make, create impact for ourselves and others.
Beautiful. So much here. And then we get into 3 bonuses, y'all. There, you can join Julie's Telegram group, which is the social messaging group support. There's the manifestation formula as a bonus also. And the Receive Julee Love's 8-day healing series via email. And that's all described on there. Julie, do you want to talk into any one of those as we continue the special offer?
Yeah, in the 8 email series is so many practices that you can do on a daily basis, certain questions you can ask the universe, your higher self, your guides, that makes a huge shift and aligns you with your potential in your destiny, like what your soul is truly wanting to experience while you're here on earth. So in that, I give a lot of super simple little practices that you can do to align with communication with your guides. I have several, there's an ebook in there, how to connect with your spirit guides. Lots of practices. Lots of practices and routines, especially for morning and self-care, and really learning to listen to your team. So building a better connection to your team.
Wonderful. So we got those bonuses in place. And with those bonuses, that first package is $111. You get everything that's included on what we just reviewed. And then if you want to go into private session with Julie, well, that is available also. And again, I highly recommend that. And Julie, why don't you describe what people will receive during the private session with you?
Well, we're going to focus on soul purpose and what I'm going to use your astrology birth chart, my psychic awareness, and going into the Akashic records to show you what your main focuses are in this lifetime. And so there's several parts in your birth chart that show what you're here to master in this lifetime. And if you're looking to develop new work, a new career, a new focus with that, I'm going to go over that as well. But really just like the themes that you're here to focus on. And then we're clearing blocks to that. So clearing blocks to soul purpose.
That's wonderful. So y'all, including the special offer for the one-on-one session, that's $197. You get the one-on-one call with Julie, and then you get everything else that was listed in the first package as well. All the bonuses, 3 live calls, the activations, the just going deeper into the manifestation process. It's all right there in the Soul Blueprint special offer by Julie. And I hope you can take advantage of it. To do so, just click on the special offer button. You click on the link here in the chat box that April's put in there again, or go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Julie25 to take you to that same page. And again, this is a rich offer, and I hope you take advantage of it, truly. All right, Julie, with that, I want to go to some more live callers, and I'll give you all the link a little bit later as we continue. But the next caller I want to take is our caller from the UK, staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Welcome.
Oh, wow.
And what is your name? Let's get you to unmute. If you can unmute. Hi.
Is it me? Hi, I'm Rosie.
Hi.
Rudy, hi.
Rosie.
Hi, how are you? Oh, Rosie. Okay,
Rosie.
perfect.
Yeah. Wonderful. I'm really enjoying this. I find I kind of look at my body as like having a donut, and the middle of the donut is my solar plexus, and I think that's where I get the problems, like pain and stuff, or I'm not sure if it's really pain or if it's just any stress I get, sort of, I think goes there. I mean, yesterday I went to look at a new home that I'm hoping to buy, and I've got 3 children. One, it's going to be near one of my children. The other child lives the other side of London, and my third one lives with me here in London at the moment. Now, I'm getting terrible problems from the one that I'm not going to be near, the other side of London, and he thinks that I'm disappointing him. I feel like I'm a terrible mother because I can't choose to live in 3 places. I don't know. I hope I'm doing the right thing in moving where one of the children, because I'm getting older. I'm 65. Got to think about the future, and this house I'm in at the moment won't be good when I'm older because there's too many stairs. Anyway, I've said a lot. What do you think?
Wait, yes, the first thing that I want to look at is I could see big, thick cords between you and all of your children. And so one of the things that is actually the biggest gift to you and to them is to cut that cord and give them back themselves. So when we're moms and we raise our kids and we're so involved with them, and then we have, this codependent relationship going on, and we feed off each other on a soul level, it's like it's each of you are drawing from each other's power. So you're feeling the tug. So they're kind of connected to your power center and pulling and tugging. And so that is starting to really affect your human body. There's a massive energy there that it's kind of like your weakness of your body, like where everything kind of gravitates towards. So if you're willing, I can help you. And this is a very conscious, loving experience. Like my kids, I gave them back themselves. I asked the universe to protect them, and I gave them back themselves, which empowered them to live an authentic, joyful, abundant life. And they're still really young. They're barely out of their teenagehood, but it really has made a big difference. And it's freed me up as a human being to then be there for them. So this actually cleans up the energy and the relationship that you have with your kids. If you're willing to do something like that, I could walk you through that. And then I also see alignment energies coming in. So I see the house illuminated, like where you're meant to be. I could feel it and see it. And so by releasing you from kind of being tugged and pulled upon by your kids will allow you to align with the perfect right house for you to settle into for this next chapter of your life.
Thank you. It sounds wonderful. If you could show me how to cut the cords.
Okay.
Cut them off the
So I want you to take some deep breaths and just call all of your awareness back to you. Really tune into your heart center. Good. Tune into source light. Go straight up. And we're going to, I could see your kids. So imagine that you're all standing there. I see them kind of in front of you. So we're going to ask that we cut Rosie, right? Rose, that we asked that, are they, you have two men, a man child? What are they?
2 boys and a girl. And
Okay.
they're all about 30, the youngest is going to be 30 and the other 35 and 33.
Okay.
32,
So I see that. Yeah. So I call them man child when they get that big, right? So you have, okay. So I see your 2 boys and your daughter there. The struggle feels more with the boys. So, and they have the thicker cords. So how I see these cords is they look like big ship ropes. So they've been growing a while. And so we're going to snip those, almost think of like an umbilical cord being clamped off. Okay. And we're going to call in your higher team, your team, to cut those cords. Whew. We have them clamped on both sides. And yes, so now, and we're going to ask that your children be released back to themselves to empower themselves. It's like you're giving them back their power. Okay. And in the same time, you're gaining your power. Okay. Yeah. Let me help you with this energetically. We're doing a lot. So the boys are cocooned now. So they're really needing to, yeah, good. Yeah, so there's a lot of trauma energies being released right now. You 3 of you are cocooned, you and your boys. Your daughter feels just nestled next to you. She feels like she's a support.
But she is, but she's just 6 weeks ago, she split with her boyfriend. So she's got problems as well. So I feel for her too.
Well, I think that's why I feel her nestled in you. So, but you guys have like an unconditional loving bond. I don't sense any pulling energy from her, more like, oh, Mom, thank you for being here for me. And she's adding to you and you're adding to her. And so the boys, it's almost like surgery happening right now. So a lot of, I could sit here and articulate it all, or we could just let it all happen. I'm definitely learning to talk less in my sessions because it's easier for me to do all the work and not explain it all. And it's really, you have a beautiful team of guides, and their guides too are here. So there's a lot transforming within them. And there's still, you're definitely still holding on. So let's call back all of your awareness with clarity and consciousness attached. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. You're safe. You're safe and you have always been safe. Okay, you are safe and you have always been safe. Yeah, so we're clearing the, what is it called? The codependency. So this actually comes 6 lifetimes on your mother's side, the codependent mother-child relationship. And so what's happening is in that lifetime right now, that mother, the ribbon of undoing is around her and it's all coming out. And so this is a process, and we're going to just allow the energies. They're going to go through each generation. They're going to get to you. And then I see either current or future grandbabies that
I've got both.
That won't have to go through this because we pulled it out at the root. And so that the willingness. So your homework is going to be to work with this every day, knowing that this is going to strengthen your relationship with the boys, and it's going to allow you, there's something in you that's still hanging on for sure. I think it's just how long you have had, this closer relationship, closer, even drama, closer, things like the connection between you and your boys, it's still there. So that's going to be your homework, is to work on that and be willing, because there's part of you. So if you get my free offer in there, the emotional release, there's a lot of fear stuck deep into your organs, especially your tummy. Okay.
Mm.
And so if you do that process every day, it's going to unwind all of that. It really is highly effective. I've healed myself so much from that practice. And my clients have had huge success with it as well, of course. So, yeah, so, you know, something that I helped you start, and the energies are continuing. And then for you to be willing to release the fear of the unknown, and that you're not alone. Yeah, the fear of the unknown and you standing on your own, but it's really not about that. They're still going to be there with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming on, Rose. Blessings to you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, let's go to our next caller. Michelle Kidd, welcome. Nice to have you on here.
Hello, John and Julie. Thank you for taking my call. Hello. I know what my divine life mission is. What I am with at the moment is I was born in a very poor family. I'm still poor, and I go to do these workshops on releasing poverty consciousness, and I'm not even willing to go and do the work. And I'm like, what on earth is going on here for me? You know, there's things that I'm not understanding here about why I'm unwilling to even start the work.
Okay. Well, you can't fit two things in one space. So what I'm sensing within you is that to clear out by moving. Okay, a couple of things. Just going to work. So I'm helping you clear the energy right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're ready. You're primed and ready to go. It's just oozing right out of you. So we're making space. Okay, we're making space because you're resistant to doing those processes because you're full. There isn't space to assume a new way of being. So releasing all of that, and which is really just the beautiful rainbow light going around you now, just kind of whipping that out. Imagine that you're in like a wash machine. That's what it looks like to me. When those lower energies that are stale and stuck, but you're so ready to get rid of them, they just start pouring out of you like the spinning wash machine, right? On the spin cycle. So just imagine this beautiful rainbow light coming up the core of your being, and it's just releasing this out of your energy field. That's number one. And number two is the law of compensation is, so you said your life purpose work. Do you mind sharing any part of that you know what you're here to do?
My life purpose work, well, my next life purpose work, because obviously, as you said, we have a few. The next one is to go to sacred sites, because I've been shared with me that I have codes in my DNA that can unlock codes in these sacred sites, and that some of these sacred sites aren't currently known, but I know them. And that is the next level. So obviously I need money.
So I was going to say, what is preventing you from moving forward with that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it what's preventing you from moving forward with going to the sacred sites? Are you near them, or are you're waiting to cure your what did you call it? Poverty consciousness, to start receiving more money so you have money to travel to them? Is that what it is?
I don't know, because when I tuned in, they told me just forget about the money. It's not about the money, but I can't see another way to, I live in the UK and these sacred sites are all over the world. And, I can't see another way to get there other than to have money.
Well, it's good to take action right now. So what can you do today You can go to a park and connect with a sacred site energy, energetically and telepathically. The universe loves to help us when we help ourselves, right? So, and then oftentimes we want to fix things mentally or energetically, and have that just be it. But oftentimes there's physical things, action steps that we have to take to move our life forward, especially now. I almost sense like this pushing energy to help us get out and do more things, share our light with more people. And so in order to create more abundance in your life, it's just about giving your light. So what can you do today to share your light and your wisdom with others that will be reciprocated by abundance coming into your life, to get something moving? Basically, there's stale energy around you. You got to get moving and get on with things, like make baby steps to doing that. And then ask every day for guidance on what you can do today to get to the sacred sites that you feel called to commune with. And then your guides will show you daily action steps that you can do today to get there. That's the power of asking. It's just in the moment, creating your life in the moment. So you wake up in the morning, what can I do today to align with my destiny? What can I do today to get, to arrive at the sacred sites that my heart is calling me to experience? And if you keep asking that question, maybe by the third morning, you're going to really start hearing and seeing. So you got to decide how your guides communicate with you. Do you get a nudge and a feeling of something that you could do today? Do you see it in your mind's eye? Do you hear it? So it's all about starting to take action, and then your path will open up for you.
Yeah, thank you. I've been doing a lot of it etherically because I know that I can do it etherically, but it's brilliant. Thank you. I just am very open at the moment, and I just quite often I set the morning up and I say, where is my light most valuable today? And I just find myself in various places at various times. And one of the things they do with me, which I love, is they say, right, go here, go there. And I tend some really convoluted routes. And I said to them, what am I doing here? And they said, you're leaving a trail of light.
Yes.
It's like, oh, beautiful. Yes. I love that.
Yes, you're definitely working with the grids, and just keep going where your heart is calling you. And then as far as creating more abundance in your life, how can you be of service with your natural gifts? That's where your abundance comes in. So I believe we're all here with certain gifts that only you can bring to the world. Right? So ask yourself, who can you be today to share your natural gifts with the world? So you're doing all this energetically, and that's great. But then to go out into the world, or, in the ways that you're called, to be of service, and you're just going to open everything right up for you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. We're going to get into some more calls. And before I do that, I want to remind you of the special offer again with Julie. With the Julie offer, again, there's a one-on-one session that includes everything in package A plus 40 minutes of Julie. That's $197. And you can also get into the Soul's Blueprint that has the 3 life calls, the bonuses, the multi-dimensional energy clearing meditation, the live Telegram group so that you have support there. And these live classes are 90-minute class plus a 60-minute Q&A. So it's not just 90 minutes, it goes so much deeper, and we get into the depths of what's showing up here and what's been made available on these live calls, but longer. So again, I hope you guys take advantage of it. It's right there on the special offer page. And as a surprise bonuses for anybody in the light group, Limiting Extraordinary, Julie's going to be a guest presenter in a couple of weeks there. So you guys get to ask private questions in there as well for Julie. And that's a much more intimate, smaller group through the light group. So know that that's coming for y'all, which will be so much fun. All right, Julie, I want to take another live caller. Let me see where I'm going here. Gloria, let's go to you. Welcome, Gloria.
Thank you for calling on me.
Of course. What is your question for Julie?
I'm really resonating with a lot of the stuff that you've said.
Thank you.
Well, it's sort of overwhelmed with the energy. I mean, I feel like I've done a lot of processing, and wow, I just feel like I can't get out of my own way sometimes. You know, I mean, I have things that I should do, but I'm just sort of exhausted, and then I don't know. I've been doing a lot of releasing old stuff. I mean, a lot for a while. I have a couple of friends. I do energy work, and I have a couple of friends that do energy work, and I've been clearing so much, and so I keep saying, well, just allow yourself to go through this process. But then I say, yeah, but I have things to do. You know, I don't know if I'm okay because I'm just tired right now and I just need to go with this process, or if I'm just something else is going on.
Okay, the very first thing I got is it feels to me like you're overwhelmed with like Wi-Fi technology. I don't know if you're energetically sensitive to electronics and Wi-Fi and cell phones.
Very.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm getting big yeses on that. So that's really weighing you down and really exhausting you. And so like right now I have my feet on a grounding mat that's plugged into the grounding, you know, the 3-prong plug on the outlet. And then numerous times in the day, if I'm having a working day, I'm at my computer, I go outside and ground my feet outside in the earth. And you can, one of the things that's coming to me is to drink clean water. So as clean of a source of water as you can get, spring water being the ultimate, and then putting a pinch of real sea salt in there. So your electrical body wants to be kind of turned back on. So all this Wi-Fi is weighing you down. So those are like positive ions that it's almost like a heavy blanket on your energy field, which is now starting to really affect your body. And so when we connect with the earth, all of those positive ions just, you know, slough right off. And so the earth is the negative ions, why they named them the opposite of what we consider good and bad. And so that's one. And then two, you are, I sense, going through an initiation period. It's almost like a resting place. And so you might be getting these visions and like all these things that you want to do and accomplish. And it's sort of a reset for your energy field right now and just getting you ready. So we have to address, you know, what can be hindering the actual human body. And then on a soul level, you are in a bit of a rest period. Yeah, rejuvenation.
Yeah, and I know I'm sensitive. I don't even have Wi-Fi on in my house. I'm hardwired in because I know I'm so sensitive. And I wear, you know, I have this little thing and I have something on my cell phone that I only use speaker. You know, I know I'm sensitive. Good. But I do work on my computer because I do skio. I mean, I've studied energy work for 30 years, but I work with a skio. So when I work with people, I'm on my computer, you know, and I'm trying to figure that out too, is how I can shift the way I do my energy work so that I'm not always on, you know, on the computer. But I am going through the process too. I mean, it is okay. Because that makes me feel a little better because I am so sensitive to everything, food and everything. I mean, you know, it's.
Oh, I know. That's what makes you such a good conduit, right?
And I
I
understand it all because I've been here, well, all my life I've been here really, but I mean, you know, I've been doing this work for about 30 years and I understand a lot, but sometimes it's just hard. And sometimes I just feel like this density is, but
Yeah. Have you added in any deep breathing processes for yourself?
yeah, but that's a real problem for me. Sometimes I catch myself holding my breath.
Mm-hmm.
I catch myself being tense in my body and holding my breath. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, I recognized a couple of years ago, I was, I'm like, wow, I'm so zen in my thoughts, but then I'm driving and it's like as if I'm like waiting for someone to hit me or something. And so I've been really working with my sympathetic nervous system. So some of the things I do is I have an inverter. So I get upside down in the inverter every day. And then I have a vibration plate that I stand on that moves the lymph node system, the lymph fluid. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for you is you need to kind of flip things upside down, like getting upside down, even if it's for a minute or two. And ask your doctor about that if that's right for you. And then the vibration plate could really,
I have 2 hip replacements from an accident, so I can't invert. I did used to have an invert, machine.
That's what I was picking up on. I was like, oh, I don't know. That would be good for her.
Plates,
Yeah.
I feel that would be really good. And I have a dog. I walk 3 times a day. We go for walks, and yeah, okay.
Use what you have, Julie, and or Gloria, and more is going to be given to you. All these different opportunities, and just you know what to do, and come back and but
a little reassurance that am I getting it or am I just
the reassurance is it's wonderful to hear the words, and that's why we have the show, and so it's like yeah, I'm on the path and all that, and the next step is doing what you're being reassured of and trusting. It's like, okay, it's a yes for me. So it's like, all right, let me move forward in that direction, because not only am I getting it, am I trusting myself, but other people are reverberating the same thing through their field. And I'm feeling the authenticity of their truth in it as well. So I'm on to something. So keep following that path, Gloria, and blessings to you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gloria.
Oh my God. Julie, I'm so excited people get to have one-on-one sessions with you again. My one-on-one session was spectacular. I had 2 sessions. The first one just blew me away. And the second one, we just got a chance to go deeper into the energetics. And it's just, again, extraordinary what shows up and the programs that you create and the tools, all these vast tools that you provide for people to have at their disposal according to what's arising or the opportunity that has presented itself. That provides true transformation when people are equipped with the right tools. It's like trying to screw in a screw with a hammer, and it's like, no, there's an easier, better way to do it that's more efficient, and that's what you provide, the efficiency in it.
Yes, I'm all about simple and efficient and effective.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all, Julie, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time for the Q&A and for going deeper. And again, y'all can experience more of Julie in the special offer. The link's in the chat box. And you can find the link again by going to beyondordinaryshow.com/Julie25. Julie, blessings to you. Blessings to everyone on the call. And I look forward to seeing you on the next call.